Luka to still have that kind of a night in the circumstances?
It was a superhero performance. I thought him really getting us, keeping us afloat early was really important. And then all the groups there in the second quarter really did a nice job. The group that started, obviously, the second half that got us the lead was great. But he just, he made big shots. He made tough shots. Made a lot of right reads. It's when he gets it going like that, it's some of it is you just kind of like let him go. And his teammates felt that. They saw that. We looked for some advantages in some places. The horns chin clear that we ran for the off-ball three was just a big-time screen from DA, a big-time pass from LeBron, and a big-time shot from Luka. I thought that was one of the bigger buckets he had. But then he had the crazy step-back three in front of their bench. You just go down the list. The shot making was unreal tonight.
Luka's led the league in scoring most of the season, but if you asked him in December or January, he said several times that he didn't feel like he was playing his best ball yet. What has stood out to you about this shift over the, not just scoring more, winning more games, defending better, like all of this, what we've seen from him over the last month and a half or so?
Yeah, I think it's been longer than that. I think, the stretch there in December after he had, returned to the team, missed a couple games, the travel and all that. It took a lot out of him. I think he has been elite now for more than 6 weeks. I think he's been playing great. I think some of it too is just being clear-headed. With all that's happened with our team, it's just he's just in a really good place, and he typically performs at his best when he's clear-headed, and that's what we've spent a lot of the season trying to get to, not just for him but for all our guys.
After you said Luka should be more prominently featured in the MVP conversation, he had the type of performance that had the entire Miami crowd chanting MVP. Why do you think he's not more prominently featured in that conversation?
Because he complains to the refs. I don't know.
JJ, sometimes when you have a guy who is a scorer, who's ball dominant and stuff like that, it can maybe alienate teammates. Tonight, especially here recently over the last, this feels like maybe like 2 months, like all hands kind of pulling in the same direction in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
What did you make of his teammates' reaction to tonight? And was there anything, I'm sure you probably heard that groan after he missed that first free throw.
Yeah, he missed it on purpose. Just to build the drama.
Nice.
No, I don't know. We saw this last night when he closed the Rockets out. His teammates have been, they're enjoying it probably just as much as he is right now. It's a special run that he's on, and we've seen all-time greats like him go on these runs, and you just kind of got to embrace it and enjoy the moment. We're whatever we are, 20 games over 500, and obviously he's missed time, LeBron's missed time, AR's missed time. He's to the MVP point, like we would not be anywhere near in the position we're in without him having the season that he's having. He's just, and particularly of late, he's dominating right now.
JJ, you said pregame that it takes a lot of work to get to this point, and you sort of just left it there. But you know what the narratives were a couple of months ago, that this wasn't a championship team and couldn't contend. And was there just a point where this group just got tired of seeing dirt kicked on it? Like what was it that sort of just steeled this group, if you will?
Those are external expectations. That's external noise. That's not something that I think we emphasize or talk about. Our mindset since day one is to continue to get better, to continue to build our habits, continue to connect as teammates and coaches. Maybe it's the injuries. Maybe it's, I've mentioned this before, how loud our losses are sometimes. It just took a little bit longer, and you don't take it for granted when you're in it. It's enjoyable. But that's what an 82-game season is. I remember when I was working in media, Paul George said something about the Clippers, like we don't know what our identity is, or we lost our identity. And it's like, yeah, that happens to nearly every team 4 or 5 times a season. We felt like we had an identity to start the year. There was a lot of interruptions. I told you guys a few weeks ago I was confident that this group would get to a good place. I think we're in a good place. I don't care if you call us championship contenders or not championship contenders. It doesn't matter to me. That's not going to change how I approach coaching this team, and it's not going to change how our players are playing right now.
All right, that is Coach J.J. Redick. Let's get you to the highlights. Lakers' second night of a back-to-back, taking on the Miami Heat. They got in at 5:30 a.m. Luka Doncic stretching out and ready. First quarter, the Heat were ready. Fontecchio, finger roll. Heat on a 9-0 run to start the game. LeBron, where he spent 4 years in Miami, getting a dunk off the Marcus Smart assist. Moments later, it's Luka with it. Little step back three. Lakers starting to find their legs, 16-11. More from Luka here, big game. 9 for 17 from 3.
Yeah, the threat, the ball handling threat of him, going around you or trying to get the advantage really freezes you as he steps back and knocks down the shot.
This is somewhere where the Lakers have been able to get teams after a bucket, getting behind the defense for a quick one back at them.
Yeah, really connected as a group, and that's a part of their transition offensive attack, and they got it a few times tonight.
Luka kicks it out to Rui for 3. The Heat go up 36-27, so they're back up 9. Kusionis. Ware going to catch the alley-oop. Lakers are down by 13. 42-point quarter for the Heat. They shot 63%. Let's go to the second. Smart's going to throw it away. Drew Smith, scoop. And it's a 15-point lead. That is the largest lead the Heat would have. Austin. To a diving LeBron up and in.
Yeah, it's very good execution. Awesome read.